hey, so we need some music for the background of build videos and time lapses and things like that. So today I'm going to try to make a song. I kind of have some DIY electronics build videos in mind for this. So I'm thinking I'd like something a little on the electronic side, not a huge dance party, but also not like a moody drone. So somewhere in between. I'd also like it to be something that can be used long or short. So either something loopable or something where there's a similar chord pattern, but a lot of variations over time that I can pull in and out if I need to. Another thing I want to keep in mind is this might be used under speech a lot, places where I'm talking. So I'm thinking it would be nice to have some sections where there's more low-end content and less high-end. So more bass and drums and less high synthesizers or guitars. So that's what we've got in mind. It's going to be a little bit of chaos running around. So follow along and we'll see what we end up with at the end of the day. A little bit electronic, a little ethereal, fun electronic without being like a big dance party.
Yeah.
Is that? But maybe a little dance party. Like a party you didn't expect to dance at. I think that's kind of what I'm going for here.
Okay.
So, ready to start?
Yeah.
All right. YouTube! YouTube! I don't often like to use presets, but I feel like just for kind of doing something or trying to like throw something together, it's a good option. Yes. My Little Pony. This is feeling too childish. How can like a synth sound be so obviously like, no, that's a child. I feel like that might be the bass part. Do we do a drum? Do we need a drum?
Maybe.
It's hard to imagine this without drums.
Yeah.
We'll make maybe 2 snares, a kick, a hi-hat, and we'll like program everything.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Acrolite. I think we do like way, way down. We're gonna start like low as can go. So I think we can bring it up, but we're close. That might be the start of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's low. Let's mic it up and get I don't know, get some sounds with it.
Yeah.
So probably pretty like terrible to play. It's like very loose and stuff, and like sounds bad if you play it light, but we're just using it for like a sample, like a couple hard hits, and then we're gonna program using that sample. So there we go. That's the inside kick. Sounds pretty big already.
Yeah.
How about the outside one that I didn't place? That also sounds pretty good. So there's our snare top. A little weak. I think I want to like blow it up a little bit. That's the toms distorted, which sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow up the room mic too. Yeah, so we have kind of this like super kind of sampley, dry kind of thing, and then we can blend in some texture from the crunch mic or the room mic. Seems like a good spot to be. So we'll record some samples of them and then program some drums. So we've got our samples in here. Distorted toms. I liked that crazy clipping on the toms. So kind of a big fat kick sound, deep thuddy snare, distorted toms to kind of give like an electronic-y kind of thing, trying it out, cymbals, all that kind of stuff. So it's always kind of fun to make a sample library from a real kit, especially if you're gonna like mangle the sounds and make them sound kind of unique. So I don't know how long this is gonna be, but we're gonna try playing a few different types of synth parts and make something that has a bunch of different variations to it. So I'm gonna make this loop super long so that it doesn't stop in the middle of whatever we're recording. The nice thing about making samples like this, I don't love to rely on samples for drum sounds unless it's something like very electronic, but it's really nice to be able to have something so modular, and if we decide it needs to be a different tempo, I don't have to retrack the drum. So for something like this that's essentially like a big sketch, that can be a real benefit. So there's our drum loop. Should we put some synthesizers on it?
Yeah.
All right. So we came up with our kind of like crystally high-end synth, but we kind of discovered the arpeggiator, and now so I think what we're gonna do is do some variations with and without an arpeggiator and give some kind of like simpler rhythmic parts, or more sparse rhythmic parts, and then this like steady beating kind of thing. Good?
Yeah.
So let's do an arpeggiator one.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there was also the triplet one. That seems cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's our triplet arpeggiator. So we have like a single rhythmic thing, we have our regular arpeggiator and our triplet one, and then we have this other chord thing. Put it back to our BPM. This thing is so cool that you can, it's like an analog thing, but you have like a digital readout, so you can repeat your settings. It's like pretty cool that it can do that. So kind of some like random arpeggiator kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Intentional poor triggering of the arpeggiator. Intentional. Well, so we made it intentional, and we didn't like it because it feels too mechanical. So now we have some weird repetition in it. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm into that. That might be our bass lines. Those might be our bass lines. I think our bass lines are done. I think our bass lines are finished. Well, that's our bass lines. I've got like a few parts that I came up with during the week that are weird little transitional things, and I'm not finding one sound that kind of makes sense for all of them. So I'm gonna try doing like a different synth sound for each and see if it sounds like mayhem or if it like makes this nice simple part like a little more complex. We're gonna do boo boo boo, and we're gonna do boo boo ba 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 ba. More like that. More like the second one. Use the second one. Don't show the first one. This is the Dext plugin, Dext, and it's a Yamaha DX7 sampler. Well, not sampler. It's a synth, but it uses the files from the original DX7, so you can like download the stock sounds that came on a DX7, and so you can actually use this plugin as an editor and then load the sounds onto a DX7, which is pretty cool. So I'm using the Minilogue as a MIDI controller right now. So we have the audio out for all the analog synth stuff, but we can also use it for those like cheesy electric piano sounds. So let's try it on that sound and see how that is. Is it just the wrong sound? This is the old one. Maybe it needs something with a little more character.
Yeah.
It's like, that's like such a cheesy sound, but it's like, I don't know, it feels too serious. I feel like we need... Cheesier? My timing's a little funky, but not funky. My timing isn't very funky in that it's a little bit out of time, so I'm gonna do some editing later, but that's later. We need to find one more sound, so we'll loop it, and then we'll loop it and poop it. We'll loop it, and then we'll poop it.
Just like we do every day.
Just like we do every day. We're gonna take one of the parts from this previous part sounds really cool in our next part on this crazy sound. It's got delay on it, but what's really cool, come on. So we're gonna recycle one of the earlier parts in this next. It's the same chords, but it kind of amps up. So we're gonna take one of those sounds and amp it up by using this. So far, we have a few layered sounds in our beginning verse part that's like a simple rhythmic kind of part. Then now we have this weird spacey thing in our arpeggiated, energetic next section. So we have a couple other sections to this song. So I think we'll try to like recycle what we can here and there and then add some new things. Do my best Corey Wong impression. We're recording direct so that we don't have to turn my heater off and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we just have an amp simulator so we can hear it back better than I put it down. Is that a ridiculous part or what? This is the end. We did it. That was a chaotic day, but it was a lot of fun. We made a huge mess of everything. We've got a whole lot to clean up, but that's okay. Kind of erred toward the side of coming up with ideas, getting them down quickly and moving on. So I'm sure you could hear a lot of funky timing I've got to do some editing on, but that'll all come together. But it was a lot of fun. It ended up being very synthesizer heavy, and I don't use synthesizers a lot, so it's a lot of fun to spend a whole day just messing with synths and trying to, create sounds. I also used it as an opportunity to rely on presets, which I usually try to build everything from the ground up when I can, but it was fun to rely on the crazy sounds that come programmed into synthesizers, and also to lean in general toward sounds that I normally wouldn't gravitate towards. So kind of like cheesier sounds, and I don't know, it was just a lot of fun exploring something very different for me. But that was fun. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this video made some sense, kind of scrambling through this whole day. But please like and subscribe. You know the drill. If you want to hear the full track, just click one of these videos and we'll see you next time.